Welcome back to Small Town Big Mouse. This is Nikki, your resident bartender.
And this is Amber, your one and only.
And today we have a guest. His name is John.
Did you say Big Mouse?
Big Mouth.
I was going to say, I think I'm in the wrong place. Yeah, okay.
He's been dying to say that, I'm sure.
Big Mouse.
Big mouth.
Okay.
Huge. Okay. Anyway, we're sitting here with John, who doesn't want to give us his last name. He's John, I don't know what. So welcome, John. John actually
Do you sense that sarcasm? I mean, we're starting out great, Nikki.
I mean, how'd you walk in here?
Yeah.
I said hi. I came in smiling.
He said, you are Amber Love, but then you're also unruly Amber.
Okay, you want to throw yourself under the bus? Let's go there.
No, we have questions.
Okay.
We have some questions.
Oh, let's not go there yet.
Yeah, you're not yet.
Got it.
Yeah,
Can't give it all away.
I was just trying to break the ice, but we can go there. That's fine.
Let's hear a little about you, John.
Okay.
John, no last name.
Yeah, well, I mean, you really want my last name that bad?
No, we're just teasing.
It's okay. I know your last name. You're my friend on Facebook.
Yeah, well, what would you like to know? I just know that I saw you put that out yesterday on Facebook, kind of like a challenge. And I was like,
that's how he took it.
I'll gladly take that one because, first of all, I didn't prepare for this. So
we didn't either.
I'm really curious to see what the questions are.
This recording was very last minute. And then I told the girls, I was like, I'm going to put it out there because people say that they want to come on. So we're like, let's do a mail and let's see who really hits us up. And
it said a little more than that, like get ready to be put on the hot seat. And, like it looks like this guy was going to go through hell. And I said, well, that sounds like actually fun. So let's do that.
No. Pain is pleasure.
I could say that, sure.
Tell us a little about yourself. I know, let me tell you what I know. I know you were a cop.
Mm-hmm.
I know you do martial arts of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you had a podcast.
Right.
And I know that you knew one of my really good friends' husbands who passed away.
Right.
These are things that I know about you. So what else is there to know about John?
I mean, just as far as like what I did, sure, that's who I was a cop for 20 years.
Only with Clovis?
No, I was at the sheriff's department for the first 5 years, and I spent about 15 years at Clovis.
Okay.
I spent 12 of those years as a SWAT operator and 2 as running that team, which is a lot of fun. I left a little bit early. I got an offer I couldn't refuse, so I took that. And,
from the mob, or
no, it wasn't like Don Corleone, like putting a horse head in my bed or anything.
Yeah,
no,
he said he got an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, I got offered a job basically with really good pay, and I was ready. I was ready to kind of go.
Is this
anyway.
what you do now?
No, I'm retired completely now.
So you don't do anything now?
I can't say I don't do anything. I'm kind of like an entrepreneur now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing?
I've got 4 businesses. I'm kind of starting up at the same time that are kind of separate, but going to court on stuff right now, so I can't really talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just that part.
Well, if you need any help building your businesses,
I will absolutely come to you.
I have 4 businesses that you're running now that you can't really talk about.
I haven't really started them yet because I can't do it. And I'm just going to be completely honest. I'm in court right now with my ex, and it's some financial stuff, so I don't.
Oh.
I actually didn't start them because then she can get a piece of it. So I'm just.
Do you have children?
How
many?
do. I say 3, 2 biological, but 3. I raised the oldest since she was about 1.5 years.
And how long were you married?
About 18 years.
And how long have you been single?
Since 2018, since late 2018.
Oh, God, and you're so... Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
You guys were mentioning some things earlier about what it's like out there, and I have to agree. It's different.
All right, so how do you approach dating after being in such a long relationship? Do you approach women? One, do you use dating apps? Like, how do you meet women?
All of the above, actually. And I'm not... Like I don't have like a certain criteria or anything. If they catch my interest, they do. But I think the main thing I look for is somebody who's genuine.
Right.
If they're not genuine, then I just kind of lose interest really quick. Because people can, and I've noticed like this new world of dating, you have to have these really clever anecdotes just to get people to talk to you. It's so weird. People hate when you call them on the phone now. It's like, oh, what are you doing? I don't want to talk. Like. Damn, man. I remember we had a long phone cord in my house before, cordless phones came out to talk to people.
I'm that girl. I don't want to talk.
And I understand
And I would rather get a phone call.
And it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because I think it's because I'm apprehensive and I'm scared, but I would rather talk to you before I meet you.
I'm going to tell you why we want to talk sometimes.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you're not a dude. Okay? Like,
Okay.
honestly, there's a lot of catfish out there. I'm like, man, I don't even know if I'm talking to a woman, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
okay. I get that.
If they're really, not wanting to, and I take it far real quick as far as communication. I'm like, I'm not going to be somebody's pen pal and waste my time when it's all this. You don't even want to talk. You don't want to show your face. No, we're good here.
Yeah, I can agree. It's like if we hit it off in a conversation, call me. Like if I give you my number, like use it.
Right. And I agree. And it's just I view time, everybody's time, not mine, just everybody's time. It's the most valuable thing we have. So if you're going to commit it to somebody or something, then at least someone should have the respect not to waste it.
Correct. I do everything with intent. So
good.
Amber's very punctual too.
See, I'm not.
Well.
But there's a reason for that today, and I can tell you why before you start criticizing. Mom had a stroke recently.
I wasn't
I wasn't going to criticize.
Mom had a stroke recently. I had to check on her, and sometimes
it was last minute. Your mom lives in town.
Well, she lives where I live. I live in Kerman.
Okay.
But she lives in the same area, and I have to check on her from time to time, and sometimes she takes a little longer to get things done. That's all.
Yeah.
No, and it was last minute.
Yeah.
This was super last minute. I mean, it's super last minute for us to even record like this, but scheduling and trying to get everybody together. So, I mean, I guess I didn't really put it out there as a challenge, but now that you say that.
It did say challenge at the end. This is a challenge. Were you drinking? I just got to know. Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I put a lot of stuff out there, so I don't even know anymore.
No, I
let it flow through Chat GPT, and then she just posted.
It sounded like fun, honestly, because when I see somebody, a woman posting things like that, not in, ask them to a podcast, but almost to like a challenge to speak. Usually that's fueled by something, and it's negative toward the other species. So I was like, I got to take on this. I really want to hear this.
Like for me, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I like to have different opinions because I feel like my outlook is very both side. Like I see everybody's point of view. I'm not a man hater. I do want to be in love. It's just, I don't have time for bullshit because I got a lot of things on my plate. So if I'm investing time into somebody that I like, then, I would appreciate the same respect. Or even podcasting. Like, I like to be very punctual because I have kids, I have other things going on. And so I just want to be on time and do what I need to do.
So with that being said, let's get into, I think we have a question for
And by the way, they haven't told me what the subject is yet. So.
we didn't really have a subject per se.
We did, but then we switched it up.
Yeah, but then you came in all like,
gung-ho.
No, I came in breaking the ice. Like I saw her
aggressive.
I saw her signs, and I'm like, wow. So you're unruly Amber Love. What a walking contradiction.
Because I do what I want.
And that's the thing. I came in. It was a joke.
No, I know.
She does do what she wants, though. It's very true.
I don't take anything personally.
And I didn't know that was. See, that's the thing, and then I'm glad we're doing this. I didn't know that appeared aggressive. I really didn't.
Oh no, I'm just kidding. You weren't really aggressive. You were very like, hi, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we liked it.
Yeah, you weren't shy about it. And I think we like that too. But that also is what led us to this. You went down to get your cup to get something to drink. And while you were gone, we decided that you were an alpha male. But you came back and said that may or may not be true.
And you're right. It may or may not be true.
Yes. And so what is it? You started to say something, and I said, save that for the podcast.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I have to pose the question back to you, since you kind of made, you guys talked amongst each other, and that's what you decided.
Yeah.
What is an alpha male?
Well, that was my question to you.
But you're the one that said that we decided you're an alpha male. How do you see an alpha male?
Because you came in hot.
Confidence.
Yeah.
So confidence is okay.
Strong personality. You just came in here as like, hey, I'm here. Yeah. And I feel in today's world, men aren't men.
Yes.
And they aren't like that. Everybody wants to be on their phones, or that's how you text or whatever it may be. I'm not that way. I'm very social. So if I'm out, especially with some drinks in me, I'm talking to everybody.
Right.
And I think I thought that because of things that I just know about you. Like, you were a police officer, you do jujitsu, you like things that I've seen and then watching. I think I did watch one of your podcasts and I was like, okay, those dudes are all alpha males. Like just watching it, you know what I mean? And just knowing like a little bit about your background. And I think all police officers are alpha males. I was raised by police officers. My family is all cops. So, and they're all alpha males. So that's just like, you know, maybe me just generalizing, but for sure, my uncle was an alpha male. Both of my uncles were Fresno PD. My cousin's Fresno PD. I dated a guy that was LAPD SWAT. Like, the alpha male. So when you say you are a retired police officer, that's the very first thing I think of is alpha male.
Yeah, and maybe it's my own perception too, but the reason I don't really like the term much is because when it's socially, when that term is thrown out there, you take that person, an alpha type male, as someone who probably doesn't think things through. There's no sense of intelligence. They're not associated with intelligence.
I don't think that.
Yeah, or no, I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying socially, that's this generalization. Yeah. That for the most part, they think they're overbearing males who just have to have their way. And I'm generalizing because I see what people post on social media, what they think about alpha males. And then I see terms like, I've been assumed that I had what they call that? Toxic masculinity. And I'm like, I'm not sure what that is, but
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I'm like, it doesn't sound good because if you're starting out with toxic and you believe alpha males
I don't believe
have toxic masculinity. I'm like, so I guess, you know, what I've learned is people are in a rush to put labels on others. And that to me really takes away from getting to know people.
Yeah.
So if someone labeled, that he's an alpha male, you'll literally see people on one of those, right?
Yeah.
What does this mean?
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time. You think but that's what, and to be honest, it's like, people don't know me.
Yeah.
But I think women these days are looking for an alpha male. Yeah. I definitely think of it as more of a positive compliment for a man to be an alpha. I consider myself an alpha female because
me too.
I am I'm head of household. I pay my own bills. I do what I need to do. It doesn't matter what it is, and I make everything work. And a man's going to have to come in and be better than that for me and maybe take some things off my plate so I can be a little bit more feminine and not be so in control. I don't want to be in control. I'm a woman.
We're speaking the same language because I believe, like, look, people, especially like guys like me, you get accused of being like a sexist. You'd think women can't, like, bullshit. And I say the same thing. Look, if it wasn't for the women's movement, I would have never had a job as a cop. Because prior to that, one of the criteria to be an officer back then is you had to be 6 feet tall. It's because of the women's movement that I could be a cop. I'm like, wow, cool.
How tall are you, by the way?
5'5". Yeah. What did you say?
I
said 5'5". She said 5'5".
There you go. And by the way, because of that, I get accused of like this short man syndrome, like shit all the time. Oh, it's funny.
Do you drive a large lifted truck?
I do. I'm totally compensating, right? But I actually drive it because of the locations I'm at all the time. If you know me, I fish a lot. I'm out in the woods a lot, and if you don't have a 4x4, you get stuck. So So I don't want to go get like a little, John. A little tiny car just to prove other people wrong. But no, I'm not compensating. I'm good.
Let's ask your wife. Ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
She would never. Yeah.
They would never tell the truth.
Well, they would never. That's why they're an ex. Yeah. So we were talking about dating. So like, is it hard for you to date being 5'5"?
You know what? Yes, but I don't care. Okay. Because I've had, and you know what? I've actually appreciated women say, oh, you know what? It's just not what I'm looking for. I picture this guy to be tall. I said, hey, cool. It doesn't bother me. And my height has never bothered me from the time I was growing up. It just hasn't. And I don't know why it doesn't bother me. But if that's we all have our preference, right?
Right.
She shouldn't have to justify that to me. And I shouldn't get insulted because she's that way. So I'm like, no, that's cool. I get it. I like a certain thing too. I'm not going to have to. Why do I feel like I have to justify and explain myself? You like what you like. So that's fine with me. And I don't get offended by that.
Well, we talk a lot about dating tall men. That's why I asked you that question, not to put you on the spot, but like, because you said what you said about becoming a cop. And I didn't know there was a
absolute height requirement. It was a long time before the women's movement.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I mean, for me, like, I'm not this little girl. Like, I'm not 100 pounds. I'm not 5'2". I'm 5'7", and I'm thick. So for me, dating a taller guy, I feel like more secure for whatever reason it is. I don't know why, but that's, it's always like ideal to have somebody like at least 5'10".
Security. If you ask anybody, the reason for just about anything we do in life, it's the main reason is safety and security. If you have most women, even men, their biggest issues, I have to feel safe. If that's what makes you feel safe, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I get that a lot of women and men, they take size as a means of security. But I come from a world where I know the real world. I know what dangerous people look like. And I know I've seen one of the most baddest motherfuckers I'll tell you right now is, 5'3" and 160 pounds. And this guy, he's a murderer. He's a killer. And I know that, and he looks like a nobody.
Right.
And you think people will not feel safe with this guy, and I'm thinking, gee, if in a fight, I want to be next to him.
Right.
And it's just, that's the part where, especially coming from I'm a deep thinker. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. So if someone bases their judgment on that, I'm okay with that. I don't feel like I need to explain that. But I will say this, open your mind a little bit as far as getting to know people. You might be surprised what's behind that package.
Yeah, I've seen tall girls with shorter guys, and I'm like,
oh man,
I'm
not gonna say I don't laugh at that shit. Seriously, like, I try to find the joke in everything, but you're right. It looks a little awkward too, and then some people want that traditional look, but that's why I don't think
that there's that doesn't, maybe back in the day, but like now that doesn't so much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's all types of people together. I see big chicks with skinny dudes. My son is skinny and he likes bigger girls.
Oh yeah,
like,
I have some friends that way, man. And my brother's like, man, she ain't big enough, fool.
Oh my God.
I need big.
Yeah,
and that's what he wants,
So maybe, there's something for everyone, I guess, out there.
So what's your type? Do you like tall girls?
I'm gonna be honest. If they strike me as somebody genuine, I get drawn into somebody's way they think, the way they talk, how they look at life.
I was just gonna say, after listening to him talk for just a little bit, I don't feel like like your type is just someone who's genuine, someone who is.
If they're hot as shit, awesome. But I'm gonna just tell you a situation. I went to back when I was working as a cop, and I was married. Of course, I can't do anything. But I met this paramedic.
Oh, wait, hold on real quick. Don't they say that cops are the biggest cheaters?
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
cops and firemen.
That's another one.
Okay,
firemen are way worse.
Oh, so it is true.
Yeah, we all suck.
Okay,
we're horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to go into that,
no, it's okay. Sorry to interrupt.
All these guys are like, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah. Well, especially because our other host, she's dating a fireman right now.
Well, good for her.
He seems.
We used to have. Well, we fought with firemen all the time, right? We said some engage. Just wait. We'll tell you when it's safe to come in. But
so you started a story.
Go back. Yeah. So here's a good story we're talking about. I go to this call, and there is a paramedic there, female, and not the best looking girl I've ever seen. In fact, something I probably wouldn't have batted an eye at. But when she started speaking and the way she carried herself and she was like the hottest girl I'd ever seen. Yes. Yeah. She had this thing about her. And I was like, what? Who is this? And I'm like, shut up. Get married, stupid. Stop. But then I go to meet a friend of mine. We went to go get something to drink, like we usually do during the shift. And he's like, man, that girl, I can't stop thinking about her. He said it. I'm like, she had something about her, right? He goes, yes. So I'm just saying, energy doesn't lie. Energy is real as it comes. And when I walked in the way I did, I actually did that for a reason, by the way. Because what if I walked in here moping my head and really not confident, just kind of, what kind of tone
you would have got ate up.
There you go. And you would have felt pretty comfortable doing that, right?
No, I wouldn't have.
But I mean, the power of words.
Lies right now.
I'm not a liar.
She was salivating when I walked in, then it kind of just stopped. Like, damn it. I was going to have a challenge. But I'm saying energy, that type of energy, someone's energy, that's why I can't say that I superficially judge to what I'm attracted to.
I get it.
Yeah, I'd like to be someone shorter because I don't want to be, going like this, but
that's grown up of you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a grown up way to look at it, I guess.
Mature.
Yeah, because I feel
You're
like...
a grown up now.
Well, I feel like it's...
Don't ever say that in public.
I feel like it's immature the way that we view dating sometimes. Like, I feel like it's immature to base it on how someone looks or how tall they are or how much money they make, or you can look at me all you want, but I don't, you know me. I do have a few things that I look at, but I don't look at how much money a guy makes.
Yeah.
Well, and look, even if there are some things that are superficial, who gives a shit? It's what you like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Get it.
And that's the thing. I think we're in an age where we feel like we have to explain ourselves why we like certain.
But
if you like what you like, you like what you like.
But at the end of the day, I don't want that reversed onto me either. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I want everyone to give me a fair chance too, whether I'm their type or not, or whether they like what they see in a photo or not. You know, maybe I'm too tall for someone. Maybe I'm too short. Maybe I'm too wide. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Everyone's got their thing they like.
Yeah.
And so,
but you said it. If you get to know someone,
Yeah.
and you get to know you get to know them. One of my friends makes fun of this guy that I dated because she's like, it was just not your type. She met him recently. We saw him somewhere and she was like, what the fuck were you thinking? And I was like, he had been my friend for 20 years and then we ended up hooking up and then.
wait. Okay, keep going, please.
We ended up dating. Well, I thought we were dating for like a year and we weren't dating. But at the end of the day, he wasn't anyone I would have been attracted to on like a dating. If I saw him on a dating site, I would have definitely swiped the other way. But I got to know him in a different level. And
Did you confide in him before you guys started dating? Was he a friend?
he was someone that I had known for like 20 years.
Gotcha.
We didn't really hang out. We hung out and then we stopped hanging out for like years. And then I ran into him somewhere and then he was like, hey, do you want to go to a car show? And I was like, sure. So we went to a car show just as friends, but then it progressed after like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that happens.
Yeah.
But
he was definitely not someone I would be interested in. And I'm like, looking back now, I'm just like, what the fuck was I thinking? Because he's an asshole. On top of everything else, he's an asshole.
We're all assholes. I mean,
he's a huge asshole.
What? So I don't want to interview you. I'm kind of turning this around here.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you curious about?
No, what made him an asshole? Like, what was it? You don't have to say his name or anything.
No, I'm not going to say his name. He would tell me, I don't want a relationship. He was very direct about that from the beginning. Mm-hmm. However, he played house. Come over, let's make dinner, let's go to the coast, let's go for a ride, let's da-da-da-da. All the things that couples do, but we're not a couple.
Right.
No title.
Right. So that left him open to do whatever he wanted. And then the final straw was we were doing this for a year and he said something to me like, I just don't want you to get mad if I start seeing someone else. And I was like, why would you start seeing someone else? If you don't want to be in a relationship and I'm right here, why would you? And then I got mad at him and I called him some names.
That seems to be a very common theme these days. I hear that a lot. Yeah. Like they want to leave their options open and not feel like an asshole if they.
Right.
It's fear of commitment, and it's a real thing. And but it's also an insult to the person you're with because you're like, I'll be here until I find something better.
Exactly.
Right. But
he tried. He still reaches out to me and and I just. When he texts, I'm like, hey, I'm fine. Good. Nice talking to you.
But here's the fucked up thing about that, and I'm going to put it out there for everybody. If you already have that mindset going into that, okay, you're never going to fully commit. Women can sense when you're halfway out the door and you're halfway in, and so they're never going to give you their full self. And if you're already thinking that way, you're never going to give your full self. So it's doomed from the beginning. So that's why I say, you know what my rules are? I don't have any. If I figure something's going that direction, cool. I'll start saying, okay, like I used to tell myself, and I still do kind of like, people stop disappointing me when I stop having expectations.
Right.
But there are some expectations if we're going to be in a relationship.
But hindsight, John, he has never been married and has no kids. So to me.
Wow, he's a career single guy.
You said it. So to me, yeah, he's going to make a career out of just being single and not having any kids and that's fine. But I told him, you're going to fucking die alone.
How old is he?
He's my age. You're our age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
And I know several dudes that are our age that are single, have no kids, and never been married.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why it's difficult though now, because for me, I'm just saying for me, like I'm not a career guy. I was in a relationship for close to 20 years. And actually I can say we were in a relationship for 20 years before we split. We knew each other before that. But now when I say, when we're young, remember we talk about, this is what we want in life, right? It's all about what we want. When you get around this age, some of that conversation, at least half of it's about what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you've learned.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's what I learned.
And that's the thing. So now it's, when I say if I'm in a relation, and I have not been in many since the end of my marriage, but one of the things I say is, this is a no for me. And I'm not going to say it's a deal breaker, but this is something, if you're going to, I can't do that. I created this world of peace. It took me a long time to get here. I don't need someone coming and disrupting that, because I'm not the guardian of your self-esteem. You can't bring your baggage over here and expect me to solve everything.
Right.
If you want to talk to me, let's talk about it. That's fine. Come and say, hey, I need your opinion. Because most of the time I realize you guys don't really want to hear what we say. You just want us to fucking listen.
Yeah.
So I just shut the fuck up and listen.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I used to catch myself throwing opinions out there. I'm like, just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that. But then again, you're women. So if I don't say something, it might be, well, you didn't even care. You didn't say, you didn't respond.
Yeah,
you weren't listening.
So I would
you were just looking at your phone.
You let me know, sweetheart, if you want me to say something. I have an opinion. I always do. You know that. So I do that now. But
smart man.
I would say, like, for example, this is one of my hangups. Don't walk into the room and fuck my day up because yours is fucked up. And if it is, I have a way to approach that. But once again, I'm not your punching bag.
Yeah.
So I've literally, this girl I was dating, she walks in, didn't have time to clean, I go, hey, do me a favor. Step outside and let's do reset, or you can just go home. And I don't mean to be an asshole, but I'm not, I am very, we're limited in time. Don't do that. And I said, look, if you would just learn one rule when it comes to your words, we'd probably get along a lot better. And she says, what are those? I go, shut the fuck up. Seriously, if you're going to say something, let there be a purpose behind those. Because people have no idea how their words hold other hostage.
Yes.
You can walk into a room, and if you're saying negative shit, and what the person saying those words, they don't mean it as a personal attack, but the person absorbing and listening to that thinks, I haven't done something right.
Because you're a deep thinker. Mm-hmm. See, and I'm a deep thinker too. So when someone says something, I'm just like, what did I do wrong? Wait.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I am opposite.
Now you're trying to fix something.
Yeah. And I'm trying to fix me because I think I'm the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
But instead of just saying, is there a reason you're saying those words? Because if you're expecting a positive response, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or are you just talking just to talk?
I
then it's like,
said that.
What am I doing? I'm like, most people, honestly, they don't even realize they're doing it. They really don't.
I think because they're so used to doing it.
Right.
That's how they've just
You
lived
got to
their
feed
life.
your mind. Your thoughts create a lot of different things. So if you're not giving yourself positive energy or getting that from other people, your mental is going to be fucked up. That's why I don't deal with people that are not in a good space, because I don't want that energy. Now my kids, I have to deal with that shit sometimes, but
oh, they're fun, aren't they?
Oh God. I'm just getting my hair done today and I'm fucking getting texts. I'm like, I don't want to hear this.
Hey, figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Her kids are old enough and smart enough that they could, but they depend a lot on Amber.
Well, here's the thing, I'm not religious, but I'm a believer. I'm a spiritual guy.
Yes.
And you can use this for them. And when I asked God for wisdom, and he gave me problems to solve. Why don't you try that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a problem solver than a problem starter. I'm always like looking at like, okay, well, the house could be on fire, and I'd be like, it's okay, like we're alive.
And and you're an alpha female, so you said something interesting right now. Men are problem solvers too. Okay, so do you believe that women have a role and men have a role?
I don't believe in roles.
Okay.
I believe that it's team effort. If I'm slacking on something, or if I got a crazy week and I can't get dinner going or what, then the man should help with that, or vice versa. So,
but I'm saying, so if someone breaks into the house, or you say, hey, you sit here, honey, I'll go handle this shit, and you grab the bat and you go handle it, or who's... That's what I'm talking.
I'd probably be like, hey,
that's what I'm talking about.
But
roles.
I'm getting up too.
Right. Well, and no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm just saying that I like the way Joe Rogan said it. So, he goes, look, women and men, we're not equal in every way. Intellect, sure. Physically, probably not. He goes, my favorite people in the world are women, but I'm pretty sure I can fuck them up. And he said that, but he's proving the point is there are certain things that we as men are expected to do. But you said it perfectly. I also believe that in my absence, say I'm sick or have to do something or I'm not there, I want someone who I know they can handle that shit when I'm gone.
Yeah.
But they don't have to usually do that if I'm there. But same time.
Well, that's the thing. You want to be able to handle it, but you don't want to have to handle it.
There you go.
I mean, for instance, right? Like I'm a single mom. I just had this conversation the other night. Michaela was home alone and she was like, the dog wouldn't stop barking. I could swear somebody was coming in. I didn't sleep. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, well, what would you do? And I'm like, I'd turn on the fucking lights and go look to see what the fuck the dog's barking at.
Yep.
I'm going to scare whoever's breaking in before they scare me. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Like, you're not going to come in and attack me. I'm going to attack you.
Girl, I fucking load my gun. I got it down by my side.
The rack of a shotgun would deter that real quick, you know.
Yes.
Come on in. I'm good.
Mine has a laser, so I'm just like walking down the hall.
Nice.
It's usually like by my side or like walking. And Roger's like,
Oh, yeah.
Is Roger the man or your dog?
Roger's my dog, and he's like barking at everything. There's a squirrel in the road, and he's barking at it. So like,
dogs are amazing.
Yeah, he lays in the window all night long. Last night, I hardly slept because he was laying there barking, and I kept getting up and looking out there. I see nothing. It's probably a cat. It's probably a leaf blowing down the road. I don't know. He's a pit bull, but he's
love pit bulls.
Yeah, and he's loud, so like you can hear him barking outside my house. So whatever it is out there, he's deterring it, I guarantee you. And then if they get close enough, they'll see that I have fucking cameras all around my house. So no one's coming in, but I still have to get up and investigate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Turn on all the lights. Yeah, look in every closet.
Like, I hate movies when they're like, no, all the lights are off and they're like creeping, and I'm like, turn the fucking lights on. Like,
the cockroaches will go back when the lights come on. Yeah,
like that drives me nuts. Okay, so I have a question for you. Are you ready?
She told me she was 18. I swear to God. No, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Are you on the OPD team?
OPD.
Oakland Police.
Oh.
Or were they messing with minors? I didn't hear that.
This is like, I don't know, probably 10 years ago. But yeah, there was some girl that actually.
Nope, not part of the preset either.
She was on the streets, but yeah, there was a whole team of them.
Wow.
And she got a big fat payday for that. Have you ever ghosted someone because you forgot to text back, or is that just a guy myth?
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. If there's something occurring in your life that is very important, there is sometimes you forget, honestly. It depends. I'm going to tell you, like I told my SWAT guys, they hated this answer. They would ask this question like, oh, okay, well, it depends. You got to give me more context, because sometimes, yes, like if I have something I got to get ready for the day before or 2 days before, and I'm preparing to go to trial or something like that, or like preparing a case or whatever. If I'm hung up, but I'll give a warning and said, look, if I don't call you or just call me, it's okay.
Yeah.
Put me, bring me back to life here. I'd probably appreciate getting away from this. So to answer your question, yes, that does happen. There's also been times, and I shit you not with these new phones, I've typed out the text.
And you forgot to hit send.
No, and I thought I hit send, and they're like, you didn't text me. What are you talking? He's like, did. And I'll pull it up, and I'm like, oh, shit. I forgot to hit send.
Yeah.
But I do tell anybody I'm dating at the beginning, look, I'm not a phone guy. I don't stand by it. I don't live by it. I'm outdoors a lot.
I know. I'm like, where's your phone?
Yeah, don't take it personal.
I know where it is. He said if it rings,
you see what I mean? I go, if it rings, we'll find it. I'm not that guy. If you're looking, and I know women want a lot of attention. That's, I get that. But that's just, I hate being attached to that thing. I'm not saying that I won't text back or won't do that, but
just don't expect 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, you got all these guys, and now I see what the expectation is. If you don't respond in 30 seconds and, oh my God, he's not into me. Like, no, it's not. It's not that.
And that's why I think I'm an alpha. See, because I'm not that way. I also am. I do have my phone a lot because I'm looking at stuff or downloading content or trying to look at TikTok and see what's going on our pages. But I forget to text people back all the time. I'll even read the text and then forget to text them back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm opposite.
Yeah.
You're like, you love that thing. You're on it.
I'm involved in a lot of different things. So
And she has kids that are at home. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's the difference too. Is my son's 33, so I don't worry about him. He's an adult. If he needs me, he'll call me. He'll figure it out. He'll come by.
Yeah, and I think I'm kind of, because I kind of know what my kids are doing every day. So if I know when they're going to call, when they're not going to call or text. So that's one thing I try to communicate with them every day. But yeah, I'm going to be fair to everybody. You're probably asking the wrong person on that one because I'm not.
All
one
right,
of those
we'll give
guys.
you another one then.
Yeah, shoot.
Let's see.
Wait
here.
a minute. I sent you a whole list of
Okay.
them.
Holy, what, a list?
A list.
I sent her a list, and then one of them was actually a good one. Where was it?
Oh, I'll let you go ahead and ask me.
Wow. Okay, this is getting better and better.
What? I don't remember which one it was. I was going to ask you.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
I'm going to do number 4. How do you handle challenges or failures?
I'm going to put a context or just in general.
Just general.
Challenges, you know what I've noticed is they're usually disguised in something that you don't see as a challenge. It's usually a struggle in your life. And my first reaction sometimes, honestly, is to get emotional about it. Even though I'm not outwardly emotional, I'll get pissed off or something or frustrated. So I have to kind of put myself in check. But that's usually my initial response. But failures as well. I used to look at failures as something I would kick myself about a lot. Now I look at failures as just I like the way when my jiu-jitsu coach used, you either win or learn.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say lose, you either win or learn. And that's true. But I kind of take it to that, the way I think about things. But challenges too, I think about that on so many different levels because a challenge to me is something I have to challenge myself to be creative. I like to be creative. I can't draw. I can't paint. So I have to be creative in other ways. So,
well, now we have AI for all that. So,
but I know, I get it. But try asking them for a logo of something. The shit they come up with not that great.
I know.
Yeah. So it just really depends in which context. I'm very, very normal human when something happens that's out of my, like, damn, go get a life, leave me alone, that kind of shit. But when it comes to what I consider real challenges, like what's one of the things I liked about being on SWAT? Give me the worst shit out there and let's go solve it. And that got me to be creative because I could think about what's the worst that could happen. And I would put these scenarios in my head over and over. And then I'd put a plan in place. So if this occurred, our guys would be ready for it. And then I'd challenge other people to think that way. So I guess it's kind of twofold, I guess, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it. Failures, once again.
So do you consider yourself an emotional person?
Very, but not outwardly.
Okay.
I try not to, I don't wear them on my sleeve, but very. I mean, there's a lot of times where I get emotional. Like I'm going to tell you, would an alpha say this? Like dogs, I believe dogs are lifesavers. Dogs are lifesavers. When I was going through the hardest times in my life and I got tears coming out, guess who's laying right next to me licking my face?
My dog.
Yeah. Wasn't your dog, but mine. But I didn't kidnap your dog, man, But
you might.
Seriously.
Roger's good.
But do you think I go out and I put that on, Facebook? Hey, oh my God, my dog so saved my life last. No, I don't put it out there, but yeah, very, very emotional when it comes to that. Like I think about my kids they get me emotional.
I don't cry.
What?
I don't cry.
You're just hardcore, huh?
If I do, it's privately.
Well, that's the thing. And I can't say that I don't. But what I've seen in my career throughout my life, I know how precious time is and how we don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know how much time you have. And
I know it firsthand.
Yeah.
I lost my husband. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It'll be 7 years in November.
So, wow.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother subject.
No, it is. But I guess I want to ask you this. So you've learned the importance of moments.
Definitely.
So moments are what? So our life to me is an accumulation of moments. So why not try to make the moments the best ever? And not get hung up in the past, not get hung up in the future, and I say live in the present because that's why I call it a present. It's a gift.
Yes.
Because
I have that written down somewhere, by the way.
Wow. Good. But that's what I'm talking about as well when I said, don't waste my time. Do not waste my time. I don't like that.
So you wasted our time. No.
Yeah, that's why I
I'm
apologize.
giving you shit. It's all good. It's all
But I'm like, what does she got to do until 5 anyway? Like, shit.
We have another guest.
We have another guest.
That's what I'm saying. Get me out of here then.
So
They can wait. I'm kidding.
I have another question.
he's super last minute because our original second guest
Did he-
canceled.
Did he respond to this thing as well?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
So my next question is, what do you think is the most important thing for a man to work on in today's society?
His ego. A lot of people are egotistical and ego driven. They mistake that for masculine pride. What I have to do is put myself in check before I respond to something. Take a step back, listen, where are they coming from? What's their perspective? Not just mine. Put the ego in check, and usually I can navigate through things without causing a bunch of waves. But I think that's a big problem in society, period. I think most conflicts are out of ego. So if you can be humble, humility, I think, is the best quality we can try to perfect.
I don't think people have a lot of humility. I think there are people that just think that they're right, and there's no black or white, gray area. There's just black or white. So for them, I deal with this at work a lot. So I've been in the same place for 25 years. There's no, like, I don't have like a say-so, really. I work for these people, and it is what it is. Like, this is how it is. And it doesn't matter if I've seen the opposite, or I can tell you, or we did this.
Yeah, the
10
words
years
don't
ago.
match the action.
Yeah. Nope. It's like, nope, this is, so yes. And I work for men.
And you're probably smarter than a couple of them, and they don't like that. Who knows? I will say this.
They don't like that I owned a bar before, and I know answers that they may not know.
But
and
have they come to you
them.
to ask those questions?
No, but I readily will give them my opinion because I have done this, been there, done that. Here's my opinion. And then what happens is it gets regurgitated a couple months later.
Get their credit.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to this corporate world. That
I don't work for a corporation, though.
You know what? I used to have that shit happen a lot, and I finally just said, you know what? I'd rather be the one who thought of it and didn't get the accolades, and it worked, and somebody benefited, than give a shit about the credit.
That's exactly the point that I'm at
Yeah.
now. But it just is, it's bothersome, to some point, because what I do, it used to be a man's world. Just like, being a police officer, it used to be a man's world. Now there's women. Now,
I'm telling you, women, some of the best officers I saw were women.
Yeah.
That could do shit men couldn't do. So I don't.
One of my favorite officers in Clovis is a woman.
Wow.
She's really nice. She used to work at the 500 Club, and now she's out on the streets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, her and her husband both work for Clovis PD.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, and she's great. And
Who's that?
she's a little spark plug. Her name's Jackie. I can't think of her
Probably
name.
got
She's
there after
married
I
to
left.
a guy named Robert.
Yep, they got there after I left.
Yeah.
Man, God, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I just try to stick to, look, and it depends. Look, men are all going to be different. I'm going to tell you this right now. No matter what you think, I have a personal belief system what I think men should be. And that's what I try to raise my son as. We should be very, very dangerous and capable of danger and do bad things to people in case they need it. But the most important, we need to be very, very kind to everybody and not put anything out. We don't act in a way where we show off or we try to, be something we're not. And like, you work in a bar. If you saw me in a bar and some guy just started talking shit to me, I think traditionally people think, what's up, mother? I'm going to pose. I'm just probably going to.
No, I actually would think the opposite because of the job that you've had. I actually would think that you would be the one to calm it down, like make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll just
Maybe
smile
walk away. Yeah.
Well, I would walk away at all costs because my fights, there's no rules in a street fight. And that's what a lot of people don't. I've lost friends who've gotten killed.
Because, and you know this, there's two kinds of cops, though. There's the kind that are like, I'm a cop, look at my badge, here's my gun, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the kind that are like...
I'm 5'5", I can't do that shit. I had to talk my way out of stuff a lot,
Right, but they're like the guy that I dated that lives in L.A., him and his partner were not like that. They didn't want anyone to know they were a cop. They didn't want people to know because that just causes problems. They never pulled their badges out. We get cops, we get guys from small agencies usually at the front door that'll pop their badge out.
I never did that.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Even when I got pulled over, I wouldn't like, hey, bro, no.
Yeah, we had a cop come in with a gun and then couldn't understand. And he comes over to me, he's like, he goes, I know, this is a friendly cop bar. And I'm like, Whatever you're asking me, the answer is no, I can already tell you. And he's like, well, my partner has his gun. I'm like, no. I said, you already know that's against the law for you to be in here with your gun like that. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then they got mad and they left. And then they tried to give shit to my bouncer at the front door because she was a female also. And I'm just like...
That's ego.
Yeah, exactly. And they haven't been
That's a good answer to the question, right?
Yeah. And it's true, but that's what I'm saying. There's two different kinds of, police officers. There's ones that just want you to know that they're a cop and like they just have to tell you that. And then there's ones that you would never even know because they just sit back idly and watch what's going on and just soak it all in and, react however they need to react to not make a scene.
Yeah, I avoid it at all costs. Yeah. At all costs, seriously.
And that to me,
because if you make me react,
yeah.
that's a bad day for everybody.
Right.
Because I'm not treating this like you just want to throw. But that's just how I think.
Right.
So yeah, and here's the thing about those guys. Some of them are some were bullied in high school and they power. They don't know how to handle it. I've seen that too. But I can tell you this. I pridefully say this. 20 years, I never mistreated one person, not one. Because I did learn a long time ago, even as a kid, the most important thing you can allow a human being to maintain and retain is their dignity. If you take somebody's dignity, that could be a bad day for everybody. If you notice, most problems, even most violence starts, somebody's been robbed of their dignity. That's right. What it's been. They've been insulted somehow. So I knew the power of that. So if I'm arresting somebody, I already know they feel like shit. Do you think I'm going to sit there and talk shit over them and at the same time? No, I'm going to say, man, you okay? You want the air up? Is there anything I can do while you're, this? And I try to put them at ease.
Let me go.
Yeah, I was going to say, take the hands off.
Besides let you go and you go and kick her ass again, bro. Like, that's not what I'm doing. But look, if you ever, there's some people I say, if you ever need, just call me just before you do something stupid. And honestly, I meant it.
Yeah.
Because it could avoid me having to take a damn report again. So.
Right. Okay, so I have one last question before we wrap it up. What's something you wish women knew about men but are too afraid to admit?
If I'm too afraid to admit it, why would I tell you?
Just tell me your damn answer.
Say that again. Can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
What's something you wish? Yeah.
I was, but I want to.
What is something that women should know about men but are too afraid to admit?
That they should know about men, but we are too afraid to admit. Mm-hmm. I think what I said earlier.
Being open.
Just don't think that we're not open to conversation and that we can't think beyond, hey, I can kick a door open as opposed to just turn the knob and open it. Don't think we're all looking for conflict, or don't think because we carry ourselves a certain way that we're a certain way, I guess, the best way to put it. But we're not going to outwardly say that. Hey, just because I look that doesn't mean, because it sounds weak. If I say, no, I'm not really that, and I try to prove it to you, that's weak. That looks pathetic.
Yeah.
So I think...
Wait a minute. So you're saying if I accused you of something and then you tried to prove that you weren't, that looks weak?
Depends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's times where I've been accused of things and I just laugh. Like, okay. I think it's stupid. I'm not wasting my time with this.
It's like the... You doth protest too much, which makes you look like you're guilty of it.
Yeah, like I'm not even going to waste my time with this.
Yeah. Now,
there have been things that I've been accused of. Honestly, they piss me off. But, it's like, okay, fucking tell me why you saying that.
Right.
Because that's another thing that people will destroy someone else's life by opening their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen somebody say some shit that they don't even know is true, but they give someone a jacket? And next thing you know, people were like Paris. They fucking repeat the shit even if they know it's not true. And next thing you know, you see this person and you start to believe it. You know how many lives have been ruined that way? You know how many parents ruin their own kids' lives by doing that? And I'm going to give an example. Kid, just say a kid, and it's a true story. I get a call from a dear friend of mine, and their kid's having trouble. They can't figure it out. But he's asking for me, the kid is.
Yeah.
So me and my brother head over there, and we pick him up, and I'm like, I look at them, and I say, it's dope. He's on dope. Put him in my fucking car. He can go with me. I'll keep him for a few days, and we'll figure it out. So we do, and I figure out what's going on with him, clean him up, take him back home. The first thing I tell his parents, don't you ever fucking say a word about this to anybody, not even your parents. Well, why? Right? But because I've seen this. The parents go and tell this person, they go and tell that person, and then they bitch and complain why Junior can't get a job because all doors are now closed. Well, why do you think that is? Do you think it's Junior's fault? No, because you just told everybody he's a fucking drug addict. Who trusts a drug addict?
Right.
But it's his fault now? No. So guess what? They didn't say a word. It never got out, and this kid's fucking doing amazing now.
That's awesome.
So that's the thing. Discretion needs to be if I'm going to say anything to men and women, shut the fuck up when it comes to other people. Unless you know it's to be true, not what you heard, not what you think, not what your opinion is. Unless you know it to be true, keep it to yourself, because
So
you can
if I
destroy
know it
someone.
to be true, it's okay.
That depends on you. If you want to answer for it,
If you want to be the cock blocker.
yeah.
Whatever.
But here's another thing. I'll
Is that
say
what you were referencing?
Of lots of things.
when it comes to men and women too, I will say this. If you're going to do something, make sure that you are who you're saying what you are. Are you doing it to benefit their life? Because life is about others, or are you doing it to benefit yours?
There's no benefit either way.
Yeah.
Then why say it? If there's no winner, why say
No,
it?
actually, there is a benefit. The benefit, what you're speaking on, is this person is going to ruin this girl's life.
Okay.
It just is.
Now, if you're telling it to this person and this girl, I think, hey, if that's what you believe and say it to her.
Yeah.
But don't say it to everyone. You know what I mean? That's character
it's
assassination.
Too late. It's already been on the air.
I get it, but to me, that's character assassination when someone can't defend himself.
Well,
I didn't use his name.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh,
say
then that's
names.
not a character assassination. It's just a general. You're basically talking concept.
Yeah.
We gave him a nickname.
Dickhead, asshole.
No.
I can't even remember what it was.
JR.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and being a part of this, because we do appreciate it.
No, this was
Challenge
fun.
accepted.
Yeah, this is fun.
It's
Right.
always nice to have a man's opinion on something.
I mean, do you think we're women hate or men haters?
No, I don't. I think you
Did
guys
you think that before you came in here?
Not at all. Not at all. I was joking. when I
Okay.
said
Did
that.
you check us out before?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm careful that I even on my own podcast, at least I didn't like to do too much research because I wanted a genuine response, even from myself. So I didn't look too much into it. But when the name stood out, that's why I came in like, oh, there's a walking contradiction. That's why I said that.
Her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amber, love. Unruly Amber. So yeah, we know there's two sides to her.
Yeah. And love me, but leave me
Well,
wild.
she's a Gemini.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I know what it is,
It's
but
the twins of the Zodiac.
no, I know what but what do Gemini do?
Because you said it's love me, but but
hate me.
unruly. There's two sides. She's a Gemini, so she has two sides.
I think
Like
I think we all have a bunch
What
of different
sign are you?
personalities. I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
Oh, that's why you're an emotional guy.
No, well, you would be too. Think about it. My name's John. What do they give names of dead bodies? John Doe. What do they call a toilet?
John.
What my sign's Cancer, a fucking disease. And then what's the sign for Cancer? A crab, another fucking disease.
I like crab.
So I had no chance.
Actually, sushi sounds really good.
Doesn't
right
it? Not with crabs, but
now.
There's a great sushi place down the street.
I know. Can we DoorDash?
right?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
No, thank you guys. This was fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it. Are you going to promote us on your page?
Absolutely.
I don't think I
can't
could
wait.
follow you though. So, okay, let's go ahead and wrap that up. We'll finish that up. But I'm going to say Roger that.
Roger that.
Am I supposed to say Roger that?
Yes.
I'll say 10-4. How's that?
Okay. Over and out.